Have you ever stopped to wonder if your cat actually hates the way you show them affection? You give them a big squeeze or a kiss on the nose, only to be met with a flicking tail or even a nip. Let me know in the comments. Has your cat ever swiped at you while you were just trying to be cuddly? It's a bit of a paradox. What we see as love, cats often perceive as a threat. It sounds crazy, but it's true. In this video, we're revealing 6 subtle ways to show love that your cat has actually been waiting for their entire life. We're diving into the secret language of cats, a language that will completely change how you interact with your furry friend. We're going to debunk the most common pet myths and show you exactly how to become your cat's favourite person on the planet. I promise, by the time you finish this video, you'll see your pet in a whole new light. Before we get into the tips, let's look at some context. To truly understand cats, we have to look at where they came from. Historically, the ancestors of modern cats were solitary desert hunters. Unlike dogs, they didn't live in packs. They were solo acts. Survival depended on being cautious and having total control over their territory. Because of this, their body language and the way they express affection evolved very differently from pack animals. While a dog might happily jump into your arms, a cat's approach is much more subtle and refined. Understanding this history is the ultimate key to your cat's heart. When we try to love a cat like a human, or like a dog, it usually backfires. We end up crossing their boundaries without even realizing it. Today, we're finally going to learn how to speak their native language. Alright, let's start with the basics. The first way to show your cat some love is through proper eye contact. You've probably noticed your pet sitting right in front of you, staring intently. For us humans, a direct look is a sign of attention and interest, but in the wild, an unblinking stare is a direct threat. It's a challenge to a fight. So while you might think you're looking at your cat lovingly, they're actually feeling incredibly stressed, thinking you're about to attack. It's a total myth that cats enjoy long staring contests. So how do you actually say "I love you" with your eyes? The answer is simple. Use the slow blink. Imagine this. You're relaxing in your chair and your cat is lounging on the sofa. Your eyes meet. Instead of staring them down, slowly close your eyes. Keep them shut for a second or two, then open them just as slowly. To a cat, this is the ultimate sign of trust. You're showing them that you're willing to be vulnerable by closing your eyes in their presence. You're telling them, "I'm not a threat." And if your cat blinks back, well, that right there is a true cat kiss. Building on that first technique, it's important to understand the science behind it. Slow blinking triggers the release of oxytocin in cats. This is the love hormone, the very same one released in human mothers when they look at their children. This isn't just a theory from animal psychologists, it's a scientifically proven fact. A common mistake many owners make is trying to force eye contact by holding the cat's face in their hands. That is a huge error. Instead, try getting down on their level. Lie on the floor and let your cat decide whether to look at you or not. If they turn away, don't force it. Respecting their choice is, in itself, an act of love. It's time to move past the myth that a cat should always be focused on its owner. Once you master the slow blink, you'll notice your cat starting to approach you more often. They'll realize you finally speak their language. This is the foundation of trust, and without it, you simply can't build a deep connection with such an independent, fluffy predator. To wrap up our first point, let's talk about how to make this skill second nature. Slow blinking isn't just for quiet moments at home. It's actually a powerful tool to help your cat stay calm in stressful situations. Picture this. You're at the vet. Your cat is on the examination table, eyes wide, looking around in a panic. Your first instinct might be to pull her close for a hug, but that often just makes the anxiety worse. Instead, try to catch her eye and give her a slow, deliberate blink. It's your way of saying, "I'm here, you're safe, and I've got everything under control." There's a common myth that you have to pet a stressed cat to comfort them. In reality, when their nervous system is that overwhelmed, physical touch can be too much and might even trigger aggression. A slow blink is the gentlest, safest way to show your love without being intrusive. Try practicing this every day. Blink at your cat while she's eating or when she's just waking up from a nap. Before long, it'll become your own secret tradition, a quiet way to reaffirm your bond and share your love without ever saying a word. Now let's move on to the second method, scent communication. Have you ever noticed how a cat rubs its cheeks against your legs, the furniture, or even door frames? It's more than just a simple itch. Cats have special glands on their faces that release pheromones associated with comfort and happiness. When a cat rubs against you, they're marking you as their own. It's their way of telling the world, this human belongs to me and I love them. You can actually return that affection. And don't worry, you don't need to rub your face against your cat to do it. A perfect example of reciprocating this love is through something called scent mixing. When you get home, let your cat sniff your finger first. Instead of reaching straight for the top of their head, simply extend your index finger to their nose level. Then, just wait. There's a popular myth that cats are always ready for pets and cuddles. In reality, they need a moment to identify your scent first. If she approaches and rubs her nose against your finger, she's giving you her consent to interact. This simple gesture shows a profound respect for her natural instincts. Speaking of scents, let's talk about the ritual of headbutting or bunting. This is a key part of feline communication and is considered the ultimate sign of respect in the cat world. When a cat approaches and firmly presses its forehead against yours or your chin, it's expressing deep affection. So how should you respond? Many people make the mistake of immediately scratching the cat with both hands. Instead, the best way to show your love is to offer gentle counter-pressure. Lean your head in and let the cat control the force of the contact. Don't push back too hard. Just be a steady, still support for them. It's also important to clear up a common myth. Some believe that if a cat presses its head against a wall, it's showing love for its home. That is absolutely not the case. If your cat is constantly pressing its forehead against a wall or furniture, you should see a vet immediately. This is often a sign of a serious neurological disorder. But when a cat headbutts you, it's pure love. They are mixing their pheromones with your scent to create a unique family fragrance. To a cat, this shared aroma represents safety, belonging, and home. To wrap up our discussion on scent, let's talk about your personal belongings. Do you get annoyed when your cat curls up on your clean laundry? Well, try not to be. Cats love sleeping on your clothes as a sign of pure affection. To them, your worn t-shirt smells like safety and comfort. A wonderful way to show you care is to intentionally leave a used sweatshirt in your cat's favourite chair. When you head off to work, your pet can feel anxious, and having your scent nearby helps them cope with the loneliness. There's a common misconception that cats only choose your clothes because they're soft, but that's not it. They're actually seeking out your aroma. To show your cat you truly understand their needs, give them an old sweater to use as a bed. It's a small gesture that takes zero effort, but it means the world to them. It's like leaving a little piece of yourself behind to keep them company. Using scent this way creates an invisible bond between you and your pet. It's a form of love they can't see, but one they feel with every fibre of their being. The third way to show your cat you love them, and it's not as obvious as you think, is through the right kind of touch. It sounds simple, but there are plenty of traps here. We're used to petting dogs with long, sweeping strokes from head to tail. But if you do that to a cat, they'll probably run away. Cats have incredibly sensitive skin. Those long strokes all the way down the spine can actually overstimulate their nerve endings. This leads to what's known as petting-induced aggression. You've probably been there. You're petting a purring cat, and suddenly they nip at your hand. They haven't lost their mind. It just means you missed all their signals of discomfort. And let's debunk one major myth, the belly rub. This misconception has cost many people their skin. The belly is a cat's most vulnerable spot. When they show it to you, they're saying, I trust you, not, please touch me. If you want to show true love, stick to the safe zones. The head, neck, cheeks, and the base of the ears. This is where their scent glands are located. A gentle scratch in these spots is exactly what your cat wants. It's the ultimate gift you can give them. Building on our discussion about proper touch, let's dive into the consent test. This is a game changer for how we interact with animals. Real love starts with respecting personal space, so before you even reach out to pet your cat, you should ask for permission. Here's how to do it in practice. Extend your hand toward your cat, but stop about 4 inches away. Then, just wait. If she leans in and rubs against your hand, you've got the green light. You can start petting her. After about 10 seconds, stop and pull your hand back. Wait again. If she nudges your hand with her nose, she's asking for more. But if she turns away or starts grooming herself, the session is over. There's a common and harmful myth that you need to constantly force affection so your pet doesn't get unsocialized. In reality, being pushy only breaks down trust. By using the consent test, you're showing your cat that you're listening to her. She'll realize she's safe in your hands because she's the one in control, and that is the ultimate expression of love. The third method focuses on grooming, or more specifically, mutual grooming. In the cat world, grooming one another is the ultimate sign of trust and affection. Now, obviously, you aren't going to lick your cat. That would be strange and pretty unhygienic, but you can definitely mimic the sensation. Grab a soft brush or a grooming glove. The key is to use short, gentle strokes around the head and neck, mimicking the rough sandpaper feel of a mother cat's tongue. There is a common myth that cats hate being brushed because it's painful, but in reality, they only hate it when we try to force our way through tangles and mats. Turn grooming into a ritual of love rather than a chore. Choose a time when your cat is relaxed and well fed, and keep your voice soft and soothing. If you can master this simulated grooming, your cat will truly accept you as an equal member of their pride. It is an incredibly powerful tool for strengthening the bond with your favourite feline predator. Finally, let's wrap up our third method, respecting your cat's sleep. Cats spend 12 to 16 hours a day resting, and this is when they are at their most vulnerable. When a cat chooses to nap near you, they are essentially trusting you with their life. So, how can you return that love? The best thing you can do is simply leave them be. Here is a perfect example of a caring owner. Your cat falls asleep on your lap, and eventually your leg starts to go numb. Instead of abruptly shifting them away, you either tough it out or very gently, very slowly, move them to the side. There's a common myth that it's okay to wake a cat whenever you want for playtime or cuddles. In reality, this is a fast track to nervous exhaustion. A sudden wake-up call triggers a surge of stress hormones. Show your love by guarding their peace. Keep the environment quiet, and if you have children, teach them the golden rule. Never disturb a sleeping cat. When a pet knows their rest is sacred, their bond with you grows much stronger. It's a simple rule, but it does wonders for your cat's mental well-being. The fourth way to show your love is through a shared hunt. Yes, hunting. For a cat, playtime isn't just a game, it's the fulfillment of their deepest predatory instincts. Without an outlet for these instincts, a cat can actually become depressed. You can express your love by mastering the art of proper play. Take a teaser wand, for example. Don't just wave a feather in your cat's face. Instead, pretend you are the prey. Make the bird disappear around a corner. Have the mouse freeze under a rug, then suddenly bolt away. A natural hunt follows a specific cycle: stalking, chasing, pouncing, and finally, the kill. There's a common myth that laser pointers are the ultimate toy, but that is actually a mistake. Lasers can cause genuine frustration and anxiety because the hunting cycle never ends. The cat can't feel the red dot under its paws, so there's no physical contact and no sense of victory. Replace the laser with a physical toy. Always let your cat successfully catch their prey at the end of the session. This gives them a sense of accomplishment and builds their confidence. They will truly appreciate you for giving them that win. Now let's dive into our fourth tip. Every play session needs a proper conclusion. This is absolutely vital for your cat's mental well-being. In the wild, a hunt always ends with the cat eating its prey. This logical finale sends a signal to the brain: the job is done and it's time to relax. So how do you recreate this at home? Here's a perfect example. Imagine you've been playing with your cat using a wand toy for about 15 minutes. Your cat is tired. They've finally caught the prey and they're holding it proudly in their teeth. This is exactly when you should provide a tasty treat, perhaps a piece of freeze-dried meat or a lick of their favourite wet food. This successfully mimics the act of eating the catch. Many owners fall into the trap of giving treats just for being cute, but this often leads to obesity and a loss of interest in food. A treat should be a hard-earned prize. By rewarding them after play, you are completing their natural biological cycle. Your cat will feel incredibly satisfied and see you as an elite hunting partner. After a ritual like this, your pet will happily groom themselves and settle down for a deep sleep. It's the ultimate way to show that you truly understand your cat's nature. To wrap up our fourth method, let's talk about routine. Playtime shouldn't be a random event. Cats thrive on predictability. For them, consistency equals safety, and safety is the foundation of love. A great way to demonstrate this is by setting a fixed schedule. Try 15 minutes in the morning before work and another 15 in the evening before dinner. Make it a daily ritual. There's a common myth that because cats are independent, they enjoy spontaneity. In reality, chaos causes them anxiety. If your cat knows that at exactly 7 o'clock, you'll put everything aside to play, they'll spend all day looking forward to it. This becomes your special time together. Regular, shared activity builds a bond stronger than words. You're no longer just the person who fills the bowl. You become a true companion. So, put down your phone, turn off the TV, and focus entirely on your furry friend. Your predictability is the ultimate proof of your loyalty. The fifth way to show your love is by creating a space where your cat feels truly secure. See, cats don't just live in 2 dimensions. They think vertically. To them, the floor can feel exposed and vulnerable, while height represents safety and power. If you want your cat to feel loved, give them the chance to fly. A perfect way to do this is by installing wall-mounted shelves or a floor-to-ceiling cat tree. Ideally, your cat should be able to navigate the entire room without ever having to touch the ground. When a cat perches up high, they are in total control of their environment. They feel like the confident masters of their domain. There's a common myth that a soft bed in a quiet corner is enough, but for a cat, the floor can feel like a danger zone, especially in homes with other pets or small children. Investing time and resources into vertical territory is one of the best things you can do. Place their favourite blanket on the highest shelf and use treats to encourage them to climb. By letting your cat dominate the vertical space, you're honouring their wild instincts. It's more than just home improvement. It's a true architectural act of love. Moving on to our fifth method, a crucial part of a healthy environment is providing plenty of hiding spots. You see, cats are both predators and prey, so the instinct to hide is literally hardwired into their DNA. If you love your cat, you must respect their right to privacy. A simple cardboard box under the bed or a cosy cat cave in a quiet, dark corner works perfectly. The key is to keep these spots away from bright lights and high-traffic areas. And here is the golden rule. If your cat is in their hiding spot, never, under any circumstances, pull them out. There's a common myth that a hiding cat is offended or becoming antisocial and needs to be forced out into the light. That's simply not true. They are just resetting their nervous system. Think of a hiding spot as their personal sanctuary. Sometimes the best way to show love is to ignore them and let them be alone. Make sure everyone in the house understands that the cat's hideout is a strictly off-limits, no-touch zone. Once your cat realises they have a 100% safe space to retreat to, their overall anxiety will vanish. You'll notice that when they do come out, they'll be much more affectionate, relaxed, and ready to bond. Method number 5 is all about resources, specifically litter boxes, water bowls, and scratching posts. Showing real love means prioritizing your cat's comfort over your home's aesthetic. For example, a water bowl should never be placed right next to a food bowl. In the wild, predators avoid drinking where they eat to stay safe from potential contamination. To respect this instinct, try keeping their food and water in separate rooms. There's also a common myth that one litter box is enough. However, experts in animal behavior follow a simple rule. You should have one box for every cat, plus one extra. That means if you have one cat, you really need 2 boxes. These should be placed in quiet, open areas, not tucked away in dark, cramped closets where a cat might feel trapped. By organising your home with these ancient instincts in mind, you're lifting a massive weight off your pet's shoulders. You're showing them that you truly understand their fears and care about their most basic needs, and that is the most sincere form of love. Rounding off our 5th tip, proper nutrition. We often mistake feeding for affection, thinking that an extra scrap from the table will make our cat love us more. But that's a dangerous misconception. True love means strictly managing their diet and choosing high-quality ingredients. Their food should match their biological needs as predators. Plenty of meat and very few carbs. One of the biggest myths is that dry food should be left out all day for grazing. Free feeding kills a cat's natural food drive and leads to severe obesity. Instead, feed your cat on a strict schedule, 2 or 3 times a day. Take the bowl away after 20 minutes, even if there's food left. This builds a healthy appetite and teaches your cat to value their resources. By focusing on gut health and maintaining an ideal weight, you're adding years to your pet's life. Saying no to those begging eyes is difficult, but it is one of the most important ways to show real love. The 6th and final way is vocal communication. We often assume that cats meow to talk to each other, but that's actually a myth. In the wild, adult cats rarely meow. They primarily communicate through scent and body language. Kittens only meow to their mothers to let them know they're hungry or cold. So when your cat meows at you, they are using a special language developed exclusively for humans. A wonderful way to show your love is simply to talk back. When you get home and your cat greets you with a little meow, be sure to say hello in a gentle, affectionate voice. The old idea that talking to your pets is a sign of madness is long gone. Scientists have proven that cats recognize our tone of voice and can even memorize specific words. By responding, you're letting your cat know that they've been heard and that their voice matters. Start a dialogue. Ask them how their day was. Your cat will likely respond with new sounds, creating a unique language that belongs only to the 2 of you. Expanding on our 6th tip, pay close attention to your tone of voice. Cats are incredibly sensitive to pitch and volume. Low, harsh tones can be frightening to them, as they mimic the growls of large predators. A great way to communicate effectively is to use a slightly higher, softer pitch when speaking to your pet. That baby talk voice we all use? It actually works wonders with cats. There's a common myth that yelling is an effective way to discipline a cat, but shouting won't earn you their obedience. It only leads to fear and aggression. Cats simply don't understand the concept of punishment. Instead, use a calm, gentle voice to praise them for good behaviour. If they're doing something they shouldn't, a sharp but quiet hiss, or simply redirecting their attention, is far more effective. Your voice should be a source of comfort for your cat. When they hear you speak, they should feel completely safe. Ultimately, your voice should be the very sound of love. In this final section of Step 6, we're going to explore other feline sounds. Meowing is really just the tip of the iceberg. Pay close attention to purring and those short little trills. A trill is that sweet, bird-like chirrup cats make. Mother cats use it to tell their kittens to follow them. So if your cat greets you this way, take it as a massive compliment. They are genuinely happy to see you. A great way to show that love back is to mimic the sound, or simply give them a warm, happy response. Now, when it comes to purring, there's a common misconception. Most people think it always means a cat is happy. In reality, cats also purr when they're in intense pain or frightened as a way to self-soothe. That's why context is everything. You need to look at the whole picture. Combine those slow blinks with the right kind of touch, interactive play, and conversation. Once you start speaking your cat's native language, most behavioural issues will simply melt away. Your bond will become unbreakable. You'll stop being just roommates and finally become a true family. To wrap things up, the world of feline affection is full of surprises. The biggest breakthroughs in your relationship happen the moment you stop imposing human rules on your pet. A slow blink instead of a direct stare, respecting their boundaries and their sleep, mimicking a real hunt instead of using those frustrating laser pointers, and learning to decode their unique meows. All of these small steps build a perfect partnership. It's hard to overstate how much these little things matter. By making these simple changes, you're saving your cat from chronic stress and making them truly happy. But here's the real twist. We like to think we're the ones training our cats, but in reality, they've been quietly teaching us their ancient language all along. The core message of this video is simple. Loving a cat means learning to listen to their silent signals. Thank you so much for watching. If you learned something new today, please subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with your fellow cat lovers. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 6 tips was the most surprising? I can't wait to read your answers in the comments.